ski resort. This guy's going. Good for you, buddy. Good for you. Okay, it's another day on the mountain, and I gotta check with the inspector whether he inspected our waterproofing and French drain. If so, we're gonna start dumping this dirt in the hole. We have nice, clean backfill, and that's important so that you don't nick the waterproofing with like a big rock. There's our drain we did Friday, and I wanna mention that if we do everything else right, there'll never be a drop of water in this drain. And everything else would include making sure we slope the backfill away from the house so water runs away instead of down. And the second thing is gutters. They are required on backfilled areas like this. And so if you don't have gutters or they're clogged, you like have a waterfall into your backfill, and then the French drain would do something. But we're gonna get gutters, we're gonna do the backfill sloping away. That's actually code. And so hopefully that's just for show. Time to get the dirt in the hole.
Time to do something.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, let's go. We've been here for a half hour and we haven't done anything.
I'm busy driving this thing. Another good tip for backfilling is to try to get material that has very little organic matter in it, like roots or sticks or grass, because that's the kind of thing that insects or termites might like to eat on, and you don't want them eating on something close to your house, that's for sure. So try to get backfill that's just dirt. Dude, I feel worse running that thing than working. My legs are cramped, my feet are numb, my brain is rattled.
Yeah, that's right. Being 39.
My calves, seriously, are...
You haven't done anything today except sit inside that machine.
I'm telling you,
and your legs are cramping?
It's worse than working. I mean, it is working, but it's worse than like framing on your body, I think.
Let's put it this way. What do you think, Arlo? Nobody believes me when I say this, but like I can't ride a riding lawnmower on my property. Like I do it for an hour, and I get off and my legs are so cramped.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Jones, I need a real man over here for a second, please.
What, did you ski too much yesterday? Is that the problem?
Yeah, that might be it, actually. I skied all day and all day Saturday.
You're gonna have to stop doing that if it affects your work.
I don't think so. Well, I've been going crazy digging out here. Ray J and Arlo have got the rest of this girder put up, which looks awesome. This part here, just so you know, is just for looks. We don't really need a girder in this direction because the bearing points for the truss are here and here, but it just looks good to have this wrap back, I think. Just looks better. I'm getting the dirt for the side backfill from this bank, and it has to be cut down. Otherwise, when we backfill, it would wrap around the front, which is framed, and that won't work. So about the slope I have there is what we need. So all this dirt that was here was like a vertical bank. I'm just putting it in the hole and digging it. I'm taking it around the other side, just making sure none of these big rocks get against the waterproofing as I'm doing it. Pro tip of the day is you do not ever want to backfill a basement wall without the floor and the floor sheathing put down. I've seen people do this, and a lot of times it will collapse even a foot thick solid concrete wall. Steel reinforced, doesn't matter. Because basement walls are not built like retaining walls, they need that reinforcement from the floor system to make them strong like they're supposed to be. I fully expect this to settle, probably 6 inches when it gets wet the first few times. And when we get our roof on, we're gonna do another thing. You can see there's gonna be a waterfall of water coming off right into our backfill. So we'll cover this with plastic until we get our gutters on, so it just doesn't keep saturated the whole time. Oh yeah, looking good, guys. special delivery.
I'm here.
Brought some roof sheathing and
Yep.
kind of lamed up right now, but
Kind of wrapped
whoa,
up.
there's a kid.
Hey, wait, that's my kid.
So this is our roof sheathing zip system, and it's thicker, 5/8, so it's nice and stiff for the roof. Basically the same stuff as the green board, except 5/8 instead of 7/16. Hey, who's excited for Christmas?
Let's not go that way.
Are you excited? You
Yeah.
are.
No, not that way.
So I'm pretty much an amateur operator on machines, and the house fared well except for one spot. Right there. I hit the sheathing with a bucket. So all in all though, it's still standing, and I'm pretty proud of getting that done actually.
No, not a thing. Good thing Arlo's wide shoulders.
Whoa!
Look at this thing. Hello, hello.
Well, we're gonna head to the house. We will pick it up again in the morning. Probably gonna start sheeting this roof, putting that flat stuff up. It's gonna be awesome. We're back on the mountain and it's 8 in the morning. It's cold, but actually warmer than yesterday. We're gonna get going by peeling off the waterproofing membrane that's above grade. We don't need it there, but I'll usually run it up above grade so that when we dump the dirt in, we don't get dirt behind the waterproofing membrane. That's why we run it up high. So we're gonna cut that off, get rid of it, clean things up. Special thanks again to Hampton Equipment Rental in Franklin, North Carolina. They really helped us out, and they are a great company with great service. Phone number's in the description if you need a machine. And you're local to Western North Carolina, I would highly recommend them. I'm not sure if I mentioned it specifically in the other video, but I didn't spray the primer on most of the above grade sections of the wall so that this would not stick as well, and it was like 26 degrees is why it didn't. If it was warm, it would have stuck really well anyway. We use zip tape to kind of seal the top so we don't get debris behind here, and now that'll come off a little easier. So next thing is we're going to try to get up to where we can put the fascia board on this high overhang. We're going to use our wall walker scaffolding, which is a pretty cool thing. It actually just hangs on top of the wall plate. You can set your watt board on it so you don't have to build up scaffold all the way up there. So if you're not familiar with terminology of different parts of a roof, the fascia board is the very outside board, and then underneath the overhang is called the soffit. So we're going to have to do the fascia board that goes down through here next. There you go, walkboard superhighway.
Yeah, man.
How's it feel?
It's like so stable. It's like
I'm taking a sight on these truss ends. In a lot of cases, we have to chalk a line and cut them all straight. But today, we got it straight to start with, which is amazing. So we can go ahead with the fascia. Wow. Actually want this to plane out and bump the top edge of the fascia, and you could cut the top of the fascia on an angle, but this works just as good. We're breaking these fascia boards on a piece of blocking between the rafters instead of on a rafter end. That way we're not nailing or screwing into end grain on the ends. We're screwing into side grain, which holds better.
Pro tip.
Yep. Since we're way up here, we're working a crew as a ground guy, intermediate guy, and then 2 guys up high. Jason's tethered down. We're gonna shoot the ply from ground to Ray to Jason, Jason to me. I'm gonna walk the webbing of the trusses for a minute and shoot the first row. Then I'm gonna get harnessed and get on top of that first row and go to the top. We were getting going on this roof sheathing, and then I looked and we didn't have the dead wood like this, that's a scrap, put on some of these walls. So we're putting the sheathing on pause. Gonna do some dead wood there. There's a wall, needs dead wood, and then the end. That's a lot harder to get back up here into the sheeting later to get those put in. Well, if you couldn't tell already, it's way slower working way up high like this. Like it took us a half hour to get 2 sheets up here. So that's just part of it. When you get way up high, things slow down because you have to be more careful, and you also have to lift the material all the way up here. So this is gonna take a while to get just going on this. You know what the worst thing is?
What's that?
We're eating soup and you drop the spoon right in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst, man.
And then you gotta lick it all dry. I remember my first time eating soup. It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it again. Yeah, nice driving.
Oh, thanks.
These Faltech brand harnesses have a one-time use safety section in their rope, and if you fall, this section basically will stretch out and stop you from getting yanked so hard. It's supposed to save you from breaking your back. So never have used it, hope to never use it, but it's there. Pro tip, get all the dirt off your boots.
Your legs, they're like little twig legs in your shadow.
Oh, yeah. Woo!
Oh, man.
Yeah. Here's what it looks like from up here. I got chicken legs, evidently. Look at that. So this is great. It'll keep me from falling. If I need to go up rope, though, I have to push like this, and I can pull the little trolley up the rope. Bad thing is, this is like getting tangled with the airline constantly. And then it's also getting wrapped around the sheet of plywood constantly, so you can't win. I mean, this is just about as hard as anything. Moving around, I'm trying to keep the rope tight to my trolley, so this is great and everything, but if my trolley was way down here, like, and everything's loose, and then I slip, I'm gonna go off the roof before it catches. So it's kind of a lot of work, but it's worth it to kind of keep that in a snug position everywhere you go.
Hey, so I am kind of curious. Have you ever fallen off a roof?
I build houses. Of course I've fallen off a roof.
You have?
Yeah,
How far?
far enough.
Hey, how do you even stand on them things? They're just gonna break right in half.
The 5/8 zip roof is very rigid, especially compared to 5/8 regular OSB, and especially compared to 1/2-inch OSB, which is code, by the way. You could put 1/2-inch OSB on this, but this is way more rigid, makes a much better roof. And we're gonna actually block on all of the sides of the sheeting, so it's gonna be solid blocking on all the edges. It's gonna be like a rock.
It's gonna be wonderful.
Oh, it's got me.
Come on, bud. Come on.
I'm gonna choke you when I get up here. So when I drop these sheets, I'm keeping my foot lift up over the top of the sheet I'm dropping so it can't kick off the sheet it's sitting on top of and take me out. Like that. My skis are actually a rip row. Not skis.
Man, look at that form. Woo!
Those have a purpose. Unfortunately, we came up 4 inches short of the ridge with our sheets, with our full sheets. I'm gonna leave an inch air gap. So we're gonna put in 3-inch pieces. We'll solid block behind here so that that little 3-inch piece is rigid, and leave a 1-inch gap on each side for a ridge vent. That's my way down.
Yahoo, man, you're the man. That was good. Seriously.
The next roof section we're going to work on is actually the porch roof, because we're going to use it as a platform to stand on to get the plywood sheathing up onto the upper roof on this other side of the house, so we don't have to carry it up and over. Here's a look at what we're doing. Jason and Ray have this fascia board going on. We still have to build the overhang on this end of the truss and put the sheathing on the wall. And we're basically gonna put the roof sheathing on about half of this. And that way we still have some open areas where we can pass sheathing up, get on top of this roof with it. Then we can hand it from there up to there really easily.
You gonna sight this thing? You gonna laser eye it?
Yeah. You don't have to make a face for it to work.
You don't have to be right on it?
No.
Does he have his glasses on?
Let me see how a real professional does laser eye.
Like that.
I think we're done.
Already? It's only 6.
It's been a big couple days out here. We're getting a lot done. Weather has been cooperating a lot better. Makes a big difference. Appreciate you guys building with us today, and we will see you next time.
And I appreciate those laser eye tips. Those will come in handy one day. Never